Hey everyone, hope you're all well. My name's Khadija and I'll be taking you through today's webinar on website development using AI to create the ultimate website for your business. In today's fast-paced digital world, having a compelling online presence is really crucial for the success of any business. Fortunately, with the advent of cutting-edge technologies, website development has become more accessible now more than ever. So in this webinar, I'm going to explore the art of website development, leveraging the power of AI-driven platforms. Specifically today, I'll be talking about two leading platforms, which is the Wix Editor X and Squarespace AI. These are two revolutionary platforms, and they are changing basically the way that we design and build websites as well. I'll discuss what makes a good website, efficient use of tools provided by the platforms, and how AI can simplify the journey. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about why having a website is really important in the first place. It's really important in today's digital age. It's crucial for various reasons. It plays a fundamental role in success and growth of businesses and individuals alike. A website will provide a 24/7 online presence, allowing your potential customers to find information about your business at any time. And it's a powerful way that will enable you to showcase your products, your services, yourself, share your brand story, engage with your target audience, and it will serve as your kind of central hub for your online marketing efforts as well. A good website should be clear, informative, and really easy to navigate, and it should also be visually appealing and up to date. So here's just like a general checklist to help you create a great website. As mentioned before, it needs to be visually appealing. So you want to use a clear and modern design that's visually appealing to your target audience, but also really easy for your audience to find what they're looking for as well. So it has to be easy to navigate. You want to make sure that it has a clear and consistent menu structure, and the information is easy to find as well. You want to make sure your website is responsive and looks good on all devices, including desktop, tablets, and smartphones. And you want it to be consistent with your brand. So your website should be consistent with your overall brand identity, and it needs to be optimized for SEO as well. So we'll see how these two platforms help facilitate these options that you need for your website. So the first one we're going to start off with is Wix. So the first platform I'm going to be starting with is Wix, and Wix Editor X essentially uses AI in a variety of ways to help users create and manage their websites, and this is the first platform I'm going to be delving into. So to get started with Wix, it's completely free, and creating an account is a really simple process. First thing that you want to do is go onto wix.com, and you'll be presented with a screen like this, and you're looking for the Get Started button, which is up here or down here as well. And signing up is really easy. So you just need an email and choosing a password. You can also continue with your Google account or Facebook account if you wanted to connect those two accounts. But you essentially just need an email and a password to get started. And just click sign up when you're done. And that's it. So once your account is created, we can start setting up a website. And for this bit, we're going to be using the Wix AI Design Assistant. So the way this works is the Design Assistant will ask you various questions about the type of website you're trying to create. And from there, it will set up your dashboard and provide personalized design suggestions based on your website's audience and industry as well, things like that. The way it works is that it uses machine learning to analyze your website and identify trends that are popular amongst your target audience. So it works by basically just asking you a few questions at the beginning and seeing and getting your answers from there. So the first thing that's going to ask you is who you're creating a website for yourself, for your business or a friend, or for a client as a agency. So we're just going to click on for myself, my business, or a friend. And the AI will basically help guide you through the process of setting up a website, and it'll take in your answers and help basically set up a website for you. Okay, so all you want to do is click on Start Now and just answer through the questions. So first up is the name of your site, and you'll notice you'll be able to write your answer down here but you'll also see there's about 4 buttons over here as well. So the first button kind of helps you will rephrase the question. If you're not too sure what the question is asking, it'll ask you, you can click on rephrase question and it'll basically just put the question in a different way and give you an example of what kind of answer they're looking for. So if we click rephrase question, it's just be simply asking, what would you like to name your website? And on the right here, you'll find a site profile being set up. So here you can go, it'll make a note of all the answers that you've written and create a sort of profile for your website. And it'll use that to create a theme for your website that's going to match what you've said based on the answers that you've given. So the other option you can have is help me answer. So essentially, it will ask the AI to give suggestions on how to answer, in which the AI can give you a bit more information of what it's looking for and things like that. So for this question, it's saying you can consider using your business name as the website name, or you can incorporate a catchy phrase related to your business. So it's essentially just asking what's the name of your business. But if you weren't sure, you can use these 2 tools to kind of rephrase the question or give examples to kind of help you with that as well. You can also choose to skip the questions entirely if it's not relevant, if you feel it's not relevant or you're not sure. And end chat and continue will essentially just stop using the AI design assistant and do things a bit more manually. So for today's website, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to create a simple blog website for well-being and healthy minds as well. And you just want to write your answer here and just click on the little continue button and just keep answering the questions that they put forward. You can see as we're answering, we have the site profile being set up, and it's going to set up different sort of apps that you might need and things like that. And then the next thing it's going to ask you is what kind of services or products does your business offer, and then you just want to give an answer as possible. Type that in as well. And the reason why it's kind of asking this is to kind of see what kind of applications that you'll need for this website. So if it's just an information and education type website, it'll probably add like a blog section. If it's like a service website where you can sell health and wellness products, for example, then it will add e-commerce onto your website. And if you want to, say, for example, be able to offer a service, then it'll offer sort of like a service booking platform onto your website and things like that. So you want to give as much detail as possible as to what it is that you're going to offer to the website. In this case, it's going to be information, education, blog, website, and covering topics such as this. And then it'll ask you for your primary target audience for that blog. And again, you just want to give an answer that kind of suits your business, basically. And if you're not sure, you can always click on, again, help me answer or rephrase the question, etc. And you can see it's given me some suggestions as well to help answers. So we're just going to type in our answer here. And just help the AI understand what kind of business and who you're trying to target as well. And you can see on the right, it's still building out what they think would be good to add to your website. So we've got site apps being added, goals being added, target audience, and the tone of voice to be used whenever adding some content as well. And now it's asked for a general location. And you're just going to go through one by one and answer the questions that they ask for. Basically, you can again skip questions if you feel like it's not necessary by just clicking the skip question button. And next thing, it'll just ask you if there's any other information that you want to share about your business that could be useful in setting up your question, you're setting up your website. And again, if you click help me answer, it might give you suggestions on what they're kind of looking for. But if you want to talk about other things that you want to offer, if you want to talk about anything in the future that you'd like to add, you can add that in your answer as well. So in this case, it's asking for things like providing information about the history of your website, its values, its missions, any unique selling points, features that set it apart from others in the industry as well. So you can talk about all of that in your answer here. So I'm just going to add some placeholder content here. And just continue adding content if we need to. And they'll just keep asking you if there's anything else you'd like to share about your business and anything else you'd like to share about what you'd like on the website. And you can just keep answering this question over and over again until you have decided that you've got enough content on there and that you've given enough content for the AI. And once you're done, you can just answer no, and then it'll move on. Next, it'll tell you you're all set and let you go to your personalized dashboard. And you just want to click on Go to Dashboard and see what they've set up for you. So this is the Wix dashboard, as you can see. So we'll say welcome to your dashboard. And just let this load. So the Wix dashboard is your one-stop shop for managing and optimizing your Wix website. It gives you a kind of comprehensive overview of your site's traffic, performance, and business tools. And there's lots of features in it as well. So because we've just started, it's going to basically give you some tips to kind of finish setting up your website. So the first thing is to update your site type, which we've done. And this is just us going through the website, the design AI assistant, and just telling them what our business is about. It'll then ask to connect to a custom domain. You don't have to do this now. You can do this later whenever you're actually ready to put your site live. Then it'll also give you some other steps as well, like writing your first blog, designing your website, and getting found on Google. So this will vary depending on the answers that you've given to the design assistant. If you, for example, are an e-commerce website and you mentioned in your design assistant that you wanted to add a shop and sell products, then you will have steps like creating your first product and adding your online store, things like that. But essentially, this first dashboard page is just to give you step-by-step next steps to basically finish setting up your website, and just so that you're not kind of lost in what you should do, it's all kind of set up for you. This is also where you can track your site's SEO performance, any sales reports or the key metrics, traffic overview as well. If you go into the home section, you might see it. So your analytics section here, it's going to be blank right now because our site isn't connected to a domain or anything like that. But essentially you'll see traffic overview, see how many visitors your site is getting, where they're coming from, what devices they're using. You can track your site's SEO performance and other metrics like that. If you have email marketing campaigns or bookings and orders or things like that, all of that will come through in the activity feed. And any kind of advanced settings as well, like your domain settings and security settings, you can have here, or it'll be in the settings section as well. So the dashboard is basically where you'll have your main site set up and where you kind of manage your site and your plan as well. So now let's talk a little bit about the actual Wix editor. So we have our dashboard here, and what we want to do is going to design site to actually go into the Wix editor and see how we're going to do our Wix site. So Wix is going to set up a template for us. And if it didn't get enough information before, it's going to continue getting information as well. So to recap, we're building the wellness blog. Is there anything like change about this info before we get started? And you'll just write yes or no. And just continue going through the questions, basically. So the first thing that it's asking me about is the site pages. So what pages that we want to add. So already they've covered the homepage and the Wix blog pages. And it's up to you to add more pages. For example, we're going to add an about page and we're going to add a contact page as well. Those two pages are good to have, especially the contact page. You want to have a page where people are able to get in contact with you if they wanted to talk a little bit more about, any services that you might offer, or if they're having issues or questions, things like that. And then you just want to click continue. And then it'll ask for a logo that you'd like to use in the site. We'll just skip for now, but you can upload your logo directly from there. So now it's telling us that they have everything that we need to put together a site, and it'll generate the site for you. But it's also saying that we can adjust the content and design for the site as well. So what's really good about these AI builders is that not everything is set in stone. Once they have generated a design for you, if there's certain aspects of it that you're not happy with, then those can be easily changed. And if there's certain aspects of it that you need to be added and things like that, you can edit it really easily. The whole point of these kind of AI generators is that it does give you a good starting off point really easily, so that you're not starting with like a blank slate. You have something to work with, and then update the content, update layouts and things like that. And it can save time, can save costs on that as well. So it's telling us what they're going to use, what themes they'll use, what layouts they'll use. And then all you need to do is click generate site and just see what they come up with. So this part is really cool. So you can see that it's starting to build out the site structure, and it's telling you exactly what it's doing as it's doing it. And this is what they've got as a brief. So for example, for your site structure, we've added 3 pages, and content they've also generated themselves based on the site description that we gave them. Your site theme uses this playful pastel design with shades of pink and blue. Its layout includes many text components and a few images as well. And then you have some options at this point. So what you can do is you'll see in the brief, there's certain things that are highlighted. If you click into the highlighted parts, for example, site profile, it gives us the option to actually change the site name and the site type that we initially said. So we initially said site name is this and the site type is this therapy blog. and a site description as well is written here. Contact info, we hadn't given it, so we can actually change this to update to the contact info as well and add some social links. And we can also update a logo here if we didn't do it before. And what this will do then, it will update the design of the website based on how we've given the information. So the next part then is, for example, change layout. If you click into the layout tab, it will bring up the AI design assistant again, and you can give the option of generate a new layout or shuffle this layout. So right now your layout consists of multiple text and components with a few images, and you just want to click on, for example, shuffle this layout. And they will have applied a different variation of the current layout that they initially had. So it's really quick and easy to kind of rearrange the layout. And you can see up until now I've not used any kind of code or anything like that. I've literally just let the AI take the content that I've given it and just work with that as well. So we'll let the AI work with this. And then again, so you can see we've got a completely different layout, and still using the colors because we haven't changed the theme and things like that. And we can go through basically page by page and see what we want to do as well. For site structure, for example, we can sort of take out certain features as well. So for example, we can add a media page. And the next thing that you can do, if you click on make it a little different, it will redesign the site and then make some changes as well. So we'll see what changes it kind of makes with that new brief. And you can see it's made a different design as well. It would make a different design as well if you were to change things like, for example, the theme. And you can ask for sort of like, you want a darker theme to be used, or you want a more green in your theme, and things like that. Or it would make differences if you were to change like the site description. If you wanted to change like target audience, for example, if you want, it would use different images as well. So it's all about just making sure that you know exactly what kind of design that you want, who you're targeting, and then putting all that information, giving all that information to the AI design assistant, and it will then just build everything for you. But once you're happy with like this initial stepping off point, just remember that you can change individual parts of it. You just want to see what they have built so far, and then see if it's something that you can work with. And if it is, then you can, and you're happy to continue with the site, you can just click continue with site and be able to complete the site either with the editor, or just continue setting up your website. So you can see you've got two options. It will give you the option then to buy a domain, and it will kind of do that based on the name that you've given it. You can buy a domain directly from Wix, and based on the plan that you choose, you can get a free domain for a year with one of their plans. So if you haven't got a domain yet, it'd be then you'll be saving sort of if you decide to go with Wix and choosing one of their hosting plans, because you'll get a free domain for a year. You can continue setting up your business or continue to the editor. So we're just going to continue to the editor and just see how we can change things and how we can make the site exactly how we want it, without using too much coding or anything like that. And like just letting the AI do everything that we need. So you can see the site is being loaded now, and you've got the Wix editor opening up in the Wix editor. And we'll just let that finish loading. You'll see at the top it's just it's telling you what they're kind of using to get started. And okay, so this is our website opened with the Wix editor. You can see we've got the guidelines here. We've got the Wix toolbar up here as well. And we've got the sidebar on the left as well to help us change things. So in terms of the Wix setup, so we've got the top toolbar here. And yeah, the Wix editor, basically the top and left toolbars provide you with quick access to all the essential tools and features that you'll need to actually create and customize your website. The top toolbar is there. So you first up have the site button, and this provides the options for managing your site, like saving, previewing, getting feedback, creating a test site, creating a new site, things like that, or just going back to the dashboard or exiting your editor. You've got the settings to kind of go through the settings apps as well. And then dev mode, hiring professional, and some help tools. That's if you need some more sort of professional help. But you'll probably just be using the site tab here. And then just making sure that you can sort of view site on mobile, view the site, and exiting the dashboard if you need to. The left toolbar is what you'll use mainly for actually editing your site. So you've got the first icon here, which is the add, and this is the add elements button. And this panel provides access to a wide range of elements that you can use to add to your site, including things like text, images, buttons. You can add menus and lots more. All of that is within here as well. If you were to create your own design section, you can access those designs from the My Design section and can save custom designs as well and use them across your website and other websites that you might create. And next up you have this section. The section tab here, and this will, instead of adding one or two elements on the screen, this will allow you to add full-on pre-built sections that are using your branding, that's using your theme onto your site as well. So for example, if you wanted to add a section like this onto our page, we can click and drag that section and just put it in basically anywhere that we want on the page, and you can see that's added in quite easily. And all we need to do is just update the content, update the written content, update the background image, things like that. So the section part is really good for adding sort of the pre-built templates, and just means, again, you're not designing anything from scratch, you're designing pre-built templates as well. This next tab is pages, and this is where you can add or delete pages, manage the order of your pages, things like that. So you've got your site menu here. If you want to add a page, we can add a page as well. Next up is your site theme, and this is really important. This is essentially the colors and the text themes that are being used across your site. When your Wix template is first set up, I recommend going to site themes first to customize the look and feel of your website, because this is where you'll customize sort of like the colors and images. So for example, if you do like the layout of your website, but you're not happy with like the colors being used, then coming into the site theme and going into color theme will allow you to change basically the main colors being used on your website. So the base colors and the accent colors that are being used. And because it's part of the theme, it just means then it'll change across your whole site, and you won't have to change individually the different headings, the different buttons that are on your site. So it saves a lot of time. Same with the text theme. If you're not happy with like the types of text being used, and for each of your headings and for each of your paragraphs, the colors being used, then again, just click on the little edit button and update the font styling for each of the headings. And that way, it's a really easy way to change the look and feel across your whole website and not just having to update things one by one. So that's in the site theme section or icon here. The next thing that you might need to do is adding apps. So this is Wix's app market. It's quite extensive, and it allows you to basically add apps from the Wix app market to enhance your site's functionality. We already have Wix blogs added as the app, but you can also add things like Wix stores to add e-commerce to your site and things like that. You've got your media tab to upload and manage your site's media files like images, videos, and documents. And just in general, some site settings that you might need as you're going about your site. In this case, we've got the Wix blog, and it'll give us some space to write our own blogs. So as you can see, it was really quick, really easy to go in and set up our site. If we go into, that was our homepage. So if we go into, for example, our About page, again, our About page is set up as well. And it also comes up with some content based on the content that we've given. And again, when it comes to using AI content, while it can be really helpful, you want to make sure that the content is correct. So read through the content that the Wix AI has generated for you, and just make sure it's correct, and add anything that you need to add, take out anything that you need to take out, and things like that. So for example, this bit of content here, if we click on Create AI Text, we can use Wix's AI Text Creator, and you basically just give it all of the information that you need. So for example, what's your business type? And the business name, and you want to ask, and you want to give it what kind of text type it is. Is it a title? Is it a paragraph? What's the topic of this text, and what's important to mention? And then it'll come up with some text, and from that you can choose to either use all of it or use some of it and change the content. But again, it just means it saves you from having to hire someone to write copy for your website, and it also saves you from actually writing content yourself, because it's something that a lot of people do struggle with. But again, anything that's generated by AI text-wise, you want to make sure you read through it yourself and make sure that the content is accurate, it's correct, and has everything that you need. But overall, it's pretty much just done all of our website and built all of our website, and it's up to us now to change the content, make any changes to design, and then publish with a hosting plan and a domain as well. So overall, Wix's AI design assistant made it really easy to set up a website that's modern. It has all the pages that we wanted, has all the functionality that we wanted, and in less than an hour, basically, we were able to create a website. Still some finishing touches in terms of changing like content and changing site design, but it's a full website essentially in a matter of minutes. Making it really easy and streamlining that initial process of creating a website, and having to hire maybe outside help that may not be something that is in the budget for you and things like that. So it's a good way to kind of start off with, and Wix AI Design Assistant is really good for it as well. So now let's look at Squarespace. And again, Squarespace is similar to Wix. It's another website platform that uses AI to help build an entire website, and it works similar. So Squarespace incorporates AI into various aspects of its website building platform, and it aims to enhance user experience and simplify website creation as well. The integration of AI across various aspects of Squarespace website building platform, it demonstrates the company's focus on enhancing user experiences, streamlining content creation, and optimizing website performance as well. So similar to Wix, Squarespace is free, and creating an account is straightforward. Unlike Wix, they don't offer a free plan. So Wix will offer a free plan that's quite limited in terms of storage space and bandwidth, and also you'll get some Wix ads, but it is at the end of the day free. Instead, what Squarespace offer is a 14-day free trial. So you'll have access to all of Squarespace features, including their website builder, e-commerce tools, and marketing tools. But you only have access to it for about 2 weeks, and then it'll ask you to upgrade to a plan, or you won't be able to use the site. So to get started with Wix or Squarespace, you want to go into squarespace.com and just click on login or get started. And the first thing that it'll ask you is to write is what your site is about. And again, we'll make a similar kind of website, but if you don't see anything that's resonates too closely with it, you can also just describe your site as well. And then it'll ask you what your goals are for the website. This will essentially let Squarespace know what kind of features to add on the website. Things like, should they add e-commerce to your website? Should they add membership selling platform to your website? Should they add a blog to your website? Things like that. So you want to just basically go through and make sure that you've selected everything that you need to. So for example, we want to offer a contact form. We want to publish a blog. So we're just going to click on next. And then it'll ask you how you would like to get started. So either you can choose a design template, or you can build a custom template with Squarespace Blueprint. With the design with both of these options, you do have the option to change the design that you end up with. But we're in today's example, we're going to use the Squarespace Blueprint to create our own template. Next, it'll ask you to create your account. And again, you can continue with Google or you can just continue with your email. And just let that load. So it's going to ask us similar questions to what the Wix Design Assistant asked us. So for our first thing it's going to ask is for our Squarespace title for our site. And we're just going to click next. So next, it will ask us to build our homepage. So you can see it breaks the homepage up into different sections. There's intro section, product section, service section, appointment section, things like that. And it's up to us if we want to add each of these sections. For example, if an appointment section is not necessary, we just won't select it. But you want to go through and select each section that you need. So Squarespace AI-powered design assistance tool, it helps users create visually appealing and professional looking websites without the kind of extensive design experience. And the way it works is that it suggests layouts and templates using the user's website content, so the answers that we give it, and preferences to recommend suitable layouts and templates as well that align with the website's theme and purpose. And it will also then recommend things like color palettes, suggest fonts, and then auto-generate some image placeholder images for website sections that lack kind of images and things like that. So we're just going to go through bit by bit. And you can see here is where the page is going to be built for us. So we've got the homepage section. We're just going to select this intro section. And we don't need a product section or services. We're going to go straight to the about section. And we're just going to select different sort of imagery and different sections that we want to add. We can add a social section. We can add a form section as well. And then finally, we can add our footer section. And it kind of just builds out our section. So right now we've got our homepage already built out within a few seconds, really. And once you're happy with that, you just click next. And then you want to go in and add pages to our site. So we've got about, content, and it's up to you if you want to add anything extra to your site as well. And then you want to decide the color palette. So they will have some pre-designed or predetermined color palettes, and it's up to you to kind of choose which one closely matches your brand or matches your brand exactly. You can always change up the colors later. It's just, again, finding something that closely matches what you want and then filling in that space for you. and updating it later. So we're just going to go through, and again, you can just click and preview the different color palettes that they have, and then just pick one that you think matches the best for your brand. And same thing with the font. So they'll have different custom pairings that were curated by their own designers. And again, you can just explore font options and just see which one closely matches what you want, but then you can now always change it later on as well. And then once you're done, just click finish, and it'll start generating your pages, saving all of the things that they've asked that you've put in so far, and start generating the rest of your website. So our template is now ready. And now we can personalize our website with content. So using the AI. So the first thing that it's going to ask is a description about our website. This description won't be appearing on the site, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but you can see it's given us a prompt of what they're looking for, and we are just going to go through and just type in something like that as well. And then once you're happy with the description that you've given it, you just want to click next and just continue. And you want to choose a writing style as well. So it gives you an example of what they're planning to write. And then based on what they've written so far, you can make changes to the type of content that they've written. So right now this is neutral. And then you can decide actually you want it to be a bit more playful. It will then rewrite that little bit of content, and you can read what they've done as well. So they're using AI to basically change the text and change the text style as well. So it's up to you how you want your text writing style. You can go through all of them and see what they come up with and see what fits best with your brand. But if you know already what kind of website that you want and what kind of text that you want, then you can just go ahead and just click on one of these topics as well. And then once you're done, you just click finish, and it's just going to generate the content and copy for the rest of your website. And you can see your website being set up now. We can click on this little arrow button to actually see a full-on preview. We've got the home page, we've got an about page as well that's been set up by the AI. And again, the content that's there is content that's fully written by Squarespace that's relevant to the website and our website content. But again, it's up to us to then just go in and make sure that it's completely been that's written okay, everything's accurate, everything's and up to date as well. But everything has been written here by the AI. So if you click into the edit section, similar to Wix, it opens up in edit mode. The layout is slightly different in terms of how you make changes. You can access the site styles here, and you can access things like adding fonts, colors, animations. And this is where, if you weren't happy with the fonts that you've currently chosen, that's totally okay, because you can always go in and change the font pack being used, and you can always go in and change like sizing and things like that. Same with the colors. If you go back into the site styles and click on colors, you can go in and customize the theme palettes that's being used as well. So similar to Wix, nothing's really set in stone. It just gives you a starting off point, and then you can go in and actually fine tune the colors and the font styles that you want. So what's cool about Squarespace as well is that they do have this website guide, and it'll kind of prompt you into using more of the Squarespace AI platforms. So for example, you can add sections, pre-designed sections similar to Wix onto your site. You can add a completely blank section, or you can add sections that have already been created, and it's up to you to just kind of change it as well. Close that for a second. So you can see whenever I hover over each of these sections, I can click on add section in a space that I want to add a new section in. And then I can go in and just add different sections and templated layouts that Squarespace have already created. So for example, if I wanted to add like an about section, I can go through all the different about sections that they have. And if I like the look of one of them, I can just click into one of them, add it to my site, and then update the text on it and just have a completely new section on my site that I've not needed to create from scratch as well, and have it all created. So it's similar to Wix in that it helps you save time, and all you need to do is update the content as well. If you go into the site styles panel, you can customize a bit more of the themes. For example, the buttons section, you can customize the style and appearance of buttons throughout your site, and then same with like the form and the image blocks as well. So you can really kind of make a lot of different style changes, and as you make changes in the site styles, you can preview the results in real time in this site editor here. And once you're satisfied with the customizations, all you need to do is just click save every time you make a change, and the changes will apply to your website. So as mentioned before, Squarespace doesn't have like a free trial. So you can see at the bottom here, it says your trial ends in 14 days. So after that, it will ask you to upgrade, but it gives you a good amount of time to set up a website using the Squarespace AI design assistant and coming up with that initial template for your website and making sure that it's basically up to date and making sure that the design is how you want it. So while it's set up with the AI design assistant, you can go in and fine tune it. So they both Wix and Squarespace work similar in that the AI will set up a template for you, but then you can go in and change things like the font and the layout based on what it is you have for your branding and things like that. So with Squarespace AI, it offers a lot more sort of AI-powered tools to help generate your website content, including things like a blog post, but also content within your actual website. Things like content for your about section, content for your product descriptions if you have any. It can even write your blog posts for you. And then with Wix AI Design Assistant, it helps you a lot more in terms of the actually setting up with a template and setting up a template that works best for your site based on the site description that you've given it. But it also has the content generation the way Squarespace have as well. So they both have really advanced AI content tools, and they both have really advanced AI template generation tools as well. And it's fun to kind of play around with both and just see which comes up with the template better and which one is easier for you yourself to edit going forward. So let's go over sort of the two a little bit. So I've got this sort of table at the top, just comparing the features of Wix and Squarespace. So in terms of ease of use, both Squarespace and Wix are known for their user-friendly drag-and-drop interfaces, making them really accessible to users of all skill levels. Squarespace's interface is slightly more polished and design-orientated, while Wix is a bit more flexible and customizable. But both are designed to be really easy to use. As you saw with Wix, their AI design assistant is really straightforward and really clear in what they are looking for whenever they're asking for content and asking for site descriptions and things like that. And they make it easy in terms of asking to rephrase the question or giving examples. So it's quite easy to set up a website with the AI assistant that Wix offers. The same with Squarespace, because of how the interface for Squarespace is a bit more design orientated. It's really easy to navigate and find what it is that you're looking for. There's a lot more offered with Wix in terms of the different elements and different sections. So with Squarespace, they make it a little bit more clean, so you're not overwhelmed with content as well. In terms of the templates, both platforms offer a wide range of professionally designed templates to cater to various industries and styles. Squarespace templates they're kind of known for more clean and minimalistic aesthetics, whereas Wix offers a lot more wide range of styles and design options. In terms of the AI generator, though, you'll notice that Wix gave you the option to completely change the design that they initially came up with. If you remember from the first round, we were given the option to like shuffle the layout or to design something better based on and update it based on the site's description. So we could always go back and change the site description or change the site theme that they used, and then they can update the template quite easily. Whereas Squarespace didn't really have that much of an option. You had the first question being asked of like what kind of website you had, and then there wasn't sort of that flexibility of changing the answer and then having a completely new design sort of given to you. So in that case, Wix, in terms of the AI generated templates, would be a lot more flexible. But Squarespace templates in general are known for being a bit more clean and a bit minimalistic. So it might even be that you're happy with the first round of templates that they offer. And in terms of design flexibility, Wix offers a more sort of unstructured drag and drop interface, and Squarespace provides a more kind of structured editing environment content block. So this is after the AI has generated a template, and you're happy with what they've generated so far, but you need to make some change in terms of adding more sections or removing sections. Squarespace has this kind of structured approach, and this ensures a consistent layout, but Wix's unstructured approach allows for more creative freedom. So it's kind of up to you to kind of play around with and see which one is more important to you. Again, so Wix is free to use. They have a free plan, which is slightly limited in terms of the bandwidth and storage offered and other things like its displays Wix ad. But at least it gives you the option to kind of play around with the design editor and the design assistant and edit and use their editor as well and see how comfortable that feels for you. And with Squarespace, you get full access to the features for about 14 days. So you do have time to go in and just play around with both platforms and see which one would be best for you, and go from there. Overall, both Squarespace and Wix offer really powerful and user-friendly website building platforms, and they both have really comprehensive AI-powered tools. If you prioritize design aesthetics, then Squarespace might be better for users because everything is a lot more polished, design-orientated, and the templates are a lot more clean and more have that minimalistic aesthetic as well. But if you prefer a little bit more creative freedom, a lot more flexible design options, then Wix might be more suitable. The choice between the two platforms will ultimately depend on your individual needs and preferences as well. But again, depending on how you are, you do have the option to test out both and seeing which one suits you best. But both are designed to be really easy to use anyway. They're both designed to be used by beginners or people who don't have a lot of website building experience. And again, the AI options, the AI tools on both are quite advanced. So it does help you with the initial build process. The costs are low in terms of like hosting and putting your website live, and just gives you a really good starting off point as well, especially if you are new to this, setting up your business and you want an easy way to set up your website. So thanks for joining today's webinar on website development and using AI to create your website for your business. I hope you find the insights into Wix and Squarespace AI valuable in streamlining your website development process. When you are creating your online presence, just remember that a good website isn't just a digital placeholder, but it's something that's dynamic and it can elevate your business or your personal brand. So if you're just taking steps, your first steps into the digital realm, the power of AI can really make that journey more accessible and more efficient. If you have any questions or you need any additional guidance, feel free to reach out. We appreciate your time and engagement today. Best of luck with your website development, and I look forward to connecting with you guys soon. Thanks.